Hey, welcome back to another Real Talk reaction. This one's for Arrested Development Season 5, Episode number 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Tell a friend to keep telling their friends that we are doing it for the algorithm.
Alright, just one comment from the last episode from executive producer JoJo, who says, "This last season is really just about getting some laughs with these characters. If you let the plot be secondary, you can just have fun watching some amazing comedic talents goof around together."
Okay.
I do love that George, Michael, and Maybe are among the most engaging stories and characters in this last season. It makes me weirdly proud of Michael Cera and Aaliyah Shawkat that they grew up to be able to, at times, outshine some of the comedy legends around them. Aaliyah did another really good show that slipped under the radar recently. I keep nominating it, but I doubt it will get the votes. Maybe I or someone else will sponsor it at some point because I think you guys would dig it. Alright, well, let's get into the next episode right now.
Add some confidence to it.
Michael had decided to leave town and needed to get out of his obligation to make a movie about his family.
You had one job. You had to get your son to sign the releases. Ron Howard wants to make a heartfelt father-son drama that has a good, clean message for his illegitimate daughter to star in. Don't pull this on me because we've already reserved the sound stages and he's already started paying off the Hollywood Foreign Press.
No, they're great. She's funny.
I understand all of that. But Rebel is part of the reason why I can't do this. You see, my son is dating her, and I just don't want to get in the way of that. If I could talk to Ron...
No,
sure
I am in charge of this movie right now. My ass is on the line while Ron makes a real movie in Mexico.
Mexico? Okay.
You don't understand how hard it is in Hollywood right now. You have to crank out these family dramas before they let you make your dream superhero movie.
Do you have a dream superhero movie?
I want to remake Spider-Man 2, the first one. Or something that at least has a hook.
My brother Buster has something better than a hook. A robot hand, okay? And there's a cop looking for him. And they can't find Lucille too. And I found Buster in the attic in Scuba Gear. It's all very, very intriguing, okay? I think that's your movie. That's your guy.
No.
Okay, I've got his release right here.
In fact, it was the only family member's release
You're out of the movie. You're out of the movie.
he hadn't destroyed.
You're out of the movie. You're out of the movie. You know what? You're out of the movie.
Fine.
Hey, Dad, how you doing? You're out of the movie! Of course, with Buster, it is not father-son, it's more mother-son. But if you could get Rebel to play Lucille, you know, I mean, do you think she could go that unlikable? So that's his release right here. These are the other releases. You're gonna need some tape for these, but pretty clean.
You're off the picture, Michael. I'll give you your $500.
I get paid.
They're Imagine dollars. They're only redeemable in the gift shop.
That's Ron Howard.
Brian's on the 50. It's a new severance thing that they're doing because of Ron's need to be loved and Brian's conflict avoidance issues.
Michael had gotten into the middle of something he wanted no part of.
I'm sure they've got a very old relationship.
I could tell you stories.
But she wouldn't dare. And after a quick stop downstairs...
But she would
I think I'm gonna take one gung-ho kimono, okay? Oh, and maybe a Brian wig. That's fine.
Oh, we only sell these as a set. They were getting very competitive.
Were they?
Brian was.
And another failed phone call to his son.
Did you want that Rebel Alley here?
Oh, no. That is mine. I came with that.
Michael headed home to tell Buster his plan for making the family come back.
I've sent away the fumigator, and all you gotta do, so we can declare you missing, is stay out of sight for about 72 hours.
Milford style. I'm a Milford man, Michael.
Yeah?
Winner of 1982's least seen on campus.
Least seen on
Wish I could see the
campus.
looks on their faces at the ceremony.
Listen, we just, we gotta play this right, and you gotta make sure you don't, show your hand.
This is literally one of only two things the Army warns us about when they issue these.
Boy, kids does not know what she's saying.
Yo.
Pal, I'm gonna
That
call
looks
you from
nasty.
wherever I end up, and you're gonna be great.
And I just don't understand why I can't go with you, Michael.
Well, first of all, it's about teaching them a lesson. So, and I got in a big fight with my son. You know, it's kind of my fault. You know, for so many years I was his mom and his dad, and so.
Maybe that's a role I can play in your life.
Don't.
Mom.
I thought that time you were gonna say dad. But, you know, it's a bummer that you can't come with me, Buster. But you need to stay and talk to the cops.
The cops? What cops? Why would you bring the cops into this?
Well, they're already looking for you.
What? The cops are looking for me?
a cop,
I
actually.
can't be talking to the cops.
Listen.
I don't do good with the cops. I didn't do anything. I don't even know what's going on. I got no truck with no blue.
You got nothing to
What
worry
he
about.
said?
Just one question you matter.
Why would I know anything about Lucille, too? I hope you didn't say we were dating, Michael.
Well, I mean, you did live with her.
I lived with Mother, too. Did you think we were dating?
Question's been asked. Well, Lucille won.
I can hear Mother winking now.
So, I got some groceries. These are gonna have to last. So you already got into the candy bears, huh?
This is literally one of only 2 things the Army warns about when they issue these.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think they spent $27 million on the wrong guy.
Don't you say that about you. Well, maybe you do say that. Maybe that's important to say.
And certain his mother would have to return to take responsibility for this particular son, Michael went to say goodbye to his own.
Hey, pal, I'm right outside your door. I was this close to telling you. You inside?
Hi, it's Lucille Estero. I've been
No.
looking for you.
No.
I know you
I mean, I know I left you a note and, boy, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Here we go again, getting disconnected. This is why you always leave a note. Always leave a note. Where's that from?
And Michael discovered a note he'd already written that worked pretty well.
I'm gonna just use this note again. That was the one he put on her door, babe.
But perhaps if Michael had taken a few seconds to write an original note before leaving town, he would have run into George Michael, who was coming to see him. Only to come across a cousin he didn't recognize.
Hey, do you know if anyone's home? Yeah, Buster's in there. But if you're looking for Michael, you just missed him.
Oh, so much for apologizing. I'm telling you, he's moved on, okay? You should too.
I just found out my dad went down to Mexico without telling me. Welcome to the Shitty Parents Club.
No, we don't have kids.
Although there was a kid that maybe was eager to get away from.
You know, Mexico sounds far from perfecto. So that's perfect.
Nobody remembers that.
They don't recognize that.
A rebounding George Michael found the offer intriguing,
Just the cousins.
which turned out to be
Primos!
this proof.
Why do you keep yelling that?
I keep yelling.
Because we're cousins. I'm your cousin.
Not far away, Michael
Bro, who
was
are you,
also
bro?
heading to Mexico. And after taking care of one last bit of
It's
business,
Buster Blue. That's right. Yeah, and I'm completely sure that he's been gone 7 months.
They went down to Mexico.
His bath has grown cold, so that's an alarm bell right there.
Michael was
You'll
ready to
spread the
hit
word.
bottom and go off the map. But that's hard to do when you're driving a car that makes maps.
Hey, no pictures, thank you. Put your phones on us. We take the pictures.
But when the fleet of recovery vans arrived from the search engine Michael had been working for, he discovered that the car that takes the pictures was no longer under
Window
his
up,
control.
window up, window
Hi,
up.
I'm Dave from Mapping. She's Lisa from Traditional Search. And that's Jeff. I'm Jeff from Earth.
Hi guys.
We heard we had a runaway ostrich and we need you to return the car.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Am I under arrest?
Oh, no, they never arrest the drivers. They do come down pretty hard on the cars, but it's cheaper to just retrain the people instead.
It sounds super futuristic and dystopian, but it's really not.
Earth was right, because once he had been escorted back to the impressive campus of company headquarters, Michael found himself
Search.
settling into a new and generally carefree life. One that couldn't have been farther from the bottom he'd forgotten about hitting. Ironically, Michael's son had also experienced car troubles in Mexico, and he wandered across his grandfather's deserted land hoping to find a spare tire
Can't believe you didn't know who I was.
and lose a third wheel.
Well, there's nothing we can really say now. I wouldn't blame you if you just took off and you don't come back,
Nah. Primos stick together.
Cousin. It means cousins. Oh, that makes sense.
But the land proved not to be deserted after all. And as the menacing horsemen descended on the travelers, George Michael found himself tempted to bring up his dust allergies,
Got a lot of dust coming up.
but hinted at them instead. And they
Got a lot of
soon
dust coming
discovered
up. My allergies are gonna kick in.
I'm so sorry. Our car broke down, and we thought we might find somebody here that we know. My grandfather owns this land.
That is not what the sign says.
Miss
I am the elder
F.
here. This is our land, and you would be wise to never be seen here again. Strum!
Now, if you'll excuse us, we must say buenos dias.
Play the guitar on the strum! Strum!
Hey, people be waking up.
That's how I thought they were supposed to be.
Who are those scary, handsome Mexicans on those magical horses? They just look like old white men to me.
You're right.
We should probably get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a big job on Monday anyway. I was gonna have to leave early, and I just didn't know how to tell you guys, but now we can just all go together.
And that's when he saw his opening.
Never. Never. No, I mean, we're Blues. We're gonna stay. Maybe two. The two of us are gonna stay here.
And soon being with his cousin was no longer an obstacle
Crazy asshole.
to George Michael's hope of being with his
I was
cousin.
wondering how you're gonna get rid of him. Was that obvious?
I just know that you don't like standing up to people on horses with guns.
No, I never really was that guy.
No, I was never really that guy.
And so after getting out of their dusty clothes,
Maybe
the
that's
two
cute
did
as
just
F.
that. And George Michael was soon getting a real feel for the people.
Hey, you're not gonna believe this. I just met these guys that are actually from Orange County, and two of them also go to UCI. Oh, and two of them are named Noah, but not the two that you think.
Cool.
Yeah, really cool. So they're staying down here, renting a place while they do this immersive language course. They said we could just stay with them.
I'm thinking about heading back.
Wait, look. If this is about me firing you from Fake Block, there's something that you should know. Fake Block doesn't actually exist.
Are you telling me that the software that's supposed to keep people's computers unhackable and keep any kind of information private doesn't exist?
How did you find out?
It was easy. I just looked in your computer under secrets.
Oh, you looked in my Please Don't Read folder?
No, that one was empty. I found it in just odds and ends.
Wait, so you got past my double bluff.
It's okay, George.
That keeps me up at night, actually.
He had been at church for a month. In that time, he's developed himself physically.
And then lunch. Soup fillet.
Been given a new company car.
Dad, I think you see your daughter coming, and remember you're not expecting this, but she's coming in hot.
He'd even gotten to teach a class. He'd successfully persuaded men to try out.
Mona, I know your husband's down, he probably needs medical attention, but you got another son on your flank, and everybody we're going to duck. Sweep the leg and lunch. And he comes back again, and we sweep the leg and lunch. That's correct. Everybody put down your cactus. Let's all huddle up. Okay, now that you're loose, we're going to do some mom attacks son, we're going to do dad attacks daughter, and then if we have time, we're going to do dad attacks mom.
But he still felt something was missing from his life when he found a way to satisfy an old dream.
But boy, do you really have to spend $1,000 on the gear, though?
Not of your own?
Yeah, well, not here, but I could drive home and get it. Of course, I could see my family.
A family Michael hadn't seen in some time. So he decided,
Oh, what the heck. For $1,000, it's worth the risk, huh?
Michael
Just thinking
returned to the
anyways,
model
no.
home he left in some disgrace. And he wasn't particularly proud of what he did next.
Hola, window cleaner.
It was kind of an emotional moment. Until right at the end there. And that's when he found a letter from Lucille too.
She forgave the debt.
And feeling bad that he'd been forgiven by someone he wanted to forget, he decided to thank her in person. But tired of hiding, he decided to say hello to his own family. And when they weren't home, he found himself missing them.
Lucille, too? Hello?
I told you he'd come! Look, you're all fighting me! Come on, I haven't seen you in
Get your hands, been 2 months, get your hands up
What is the best you remember us doing? Quick! What do you remember?
On the next Arrested Development.
What was all the people in the
Michael
corner?
Bluth
A lot of hands down.
gets up from the floor.
My hands.
Okay, just some harmless bathhousing amongst brothers, yes?
And George Michael dips his toe into the Mexican nightlife.
9 o'clock.
Gives us 30 minutes till they shut down that last machine in Pinkberry. Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah, Big Bear. All right, that was episode 2 of Arrested Development, and I thought that was a pretty good episode right there. Of course, Michael Cera and parts got me, chuckling over here for sure. And then I like a nice little reunion at the end. I don't know what all those people were doing in the house, but I don't know if they
was
knew
that part
Michael
of
was
the
coming.
production crew or something?
Yeah, because I doubt if they knew he was coming back home right now, then and there. I'm glad that he found some footing over at Search, and it seems like that's exactly where he should be at right there. And then I'm loving that George Michael is just balling out here in Mexico with his homeboys.
Noah.
All the
Noahs.
Noahs. I don't know what that's going to turn out to be, but I think that's going to still be pretty funny. And yet again, what's his name? Oh boy, the cousin that nobody can remember.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Something.
And
Sean.
that's hilarious. And
either.
they all keep forgetting his
They don't
face.
recognize
They
him.
don't recognize that he in the family too. So I think that's still
Primos.
a good joke to keep going on. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty good episode, man. Let me see episode 3.
Hands down, I don't know, my favorite aspect so far of season 5 is everything with Michael Cera and Mavy's character, George Michael and Mavy's character. Like, that shit had me dying, and I feel like we totally missed the second half of that joke because we were like cracking up and talking so much about the second wall or whatever.
I think they were just talking about being grown.
No, they were talking about goop or something, because it carried over into the next joke, which I didn't follow. But I loved everything about George Michael being in Mexico. I thought all that was really clever and fun too. I also liked the way they used the memories and the voiceover of when Michael came back home and then was in the hallway. I love stuff like that, so you can hear like some of the past episodes and just the voiceover they used to create that like nostalgia type vibe. I thought that was cool. But all in all, I thought it was really entertaining, but I'm just super hyped about the amount of time they're giving both Mavy and George Michael because I find them hilarious.
Yeah.
So looking forward to see where it goes from here.
All right, well, look, thank you guys again for watching another Real Talk reaction for Arrested Development Season 5, Episode 2. And until next time, peace.